All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are Thursday, December 11th, 14 days away from Santa Town Council meeting via Zoom. We appreciate your patience. We apologize. We could not do it at Town Hall tonight. But when we come back next year, we're going to have a new and improved experience for everybody online, in person. I can't wait to see it. So I appreciate your patience, but it'd be well worth the wait. So brings back some memories tonight sitting here on a computer. So let's go, as always, we want to start our meetings out with the Pledge of Allegiance. And since Councilman Dotson is unmuted, let's go ahead and let him start the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
of the
United
United
States
States of America and to the republic for which it
which
stands,
stands
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, with
indivisible.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hold on. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So
So
moved.
moved.
So moved.
Second.
We have a second. And discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I think that was a six love.
Harmony.
Motion to approve the minutes of the November 13th, 2025 Town Council meeting as submitted.
So
So
moved.
moved.
We have a
Second.
motion.
Gotcha.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I hear Christmas carols next year from this group. I can hear it. All right,
You don't
that
wanna
was
hear
quick
that.
and easy. So let's move right into our presentation from Coastal Resources, Inc. with the green infrastructure design. Now, as you might have heard on this conversation, we have the whole presentation. We apologize. We had a snafu on the board docs. We're going to get it up there so people can see it. Council, I know this was emailed to you recently or today, just a couple minutes ago from Stacy. But we need to move forward with this presentation. So DB, please take over.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Tonight we have Miss Katie Scott with us from Coastal Resources, and I'd like to introduce her, and she's going to do the presentation. And this is for the green infrastructure design we've been talking about. And this is the final draft. And what that means is once the council looks at this presentation, if we have no questions, concerns, or further comments, it'll be 100% complete. And this is for design only, so that they will fulfill their grant, and we will have the green infrastructure design in place with plans, and that will be ready. Then we could go out and get bids, at a later date. But this is for design only, and it's for the green infrastructure. And the two areas, one is the Greenwood Avenue alley, and the other is the parking area around the library, around the town parking lot. So Katie, if you're ready, please move forward there.
Okay, I gotta admit, I haven't done many Zoom meetings, so I'm gonna try to. Yeah, so I can't share mine. So was there a way you guys were saying about somebody was gonna put it up to see it, or?
I think Katie, Stacy tried to load it and she got an error message, the PowerPoint you sent her. So they were planning on having it online, so everyone could see it. Stacy was going to put it up for you. But when she tried to load it several times, it had an error message come up, right?
No, Kevin's going to take over and let them show it. Yes.
You
Give me a
get
second.
It on board docs. I'm sorry.
Yep. Give me a second.
No.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me know when y'all can see it.
Shoo.
Yep.
And so
yeah, we
Katie,
can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Just tell me next slide whenever you're ready.
Okay. So I'm here with my coworker, David Henneman is also here. We're both engineers. We work with Coastal Resources, and yes, we're going to talk about the green infrastructure design that we've done for the town of North Beach. So there's actually two sites, and I'll talk about one, and then David will talk about the next one. So you can say next slide there now.
There we go.
Okay. So this project was funded by the Resiliency Through Restoration Initiative, supported by Maryland coastal zone management program. So the initiative is to encourage homeowners to implement best management practice on their properties. And like Donnie said, we have completed 90%. So it's like the final draft. We'll take comments and make a couple tweaks, but probably nothing too major. And it's under review right now by the town. So next slide. This is an overview of green infrastructure benefits. They're low maintenance, cost effective, aesthetically pleasing. They help relieve flooding. Okay. Reduce flows to storm drains, improve wildlife habitat, and they're climate resilient. Go ahead, next slide. What they won't do is they won't eliminate mosquitoes, and they're not going to eliminate all flooding. So that's Sunrise Park picture. So we did do a couple updates since we did the last presentation in September. The major update is that I was able to see a presentation about what's called in situ soil treatment. And so instead of doing the French drains, we're going to do rain gardens where we use a trencher to trench 14 inches deep. And what that does basically is decompacts the soil. And then we're going to amend it with compost. And this has been used at the Chesapeake Bay Trust campus in Eastport. And it's been used by Mike Clark from EcoSite, and Dr. Gowan from University of Maryland also was a proponent of this decompaction. So instead of doing the French drains, we're going to put some low-growing, easy, low-maintenance grasses in there, and instead of having turf over top of it. So that's basically the only real difference, I think, in this update for the project since when I presented it last in September. Next slide.
Nice.
So I'm going to talk about the Bay Avenue site, and there's actually 5 rain gardens in here and 1 dry well, but I'm going to talk about the rain gardens at the library first. There's 2 rain gardens, and as you can see right next to the library parking lot. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to extend the roof drains from the library into these rain gardens, and the ultimate outlet will still be the inlet in the parking lot. There's going to be an educational sign. There's going to be a 5-foot wide mulch walking path to the library. This is all on the plans. And then there'll be there are like 4 native trees that are going to be surrounding the garden in addition to the actual plants inside the garden. Next slide. So here's a rendering that one of our landscape architects did, landscape designer did. So kind of gives you a better idea what it's going to look like. The rain gardens, there's 2 rain gardens that are connected with a 4-inch pipe. Next slide. And that's just another perspective looking out from the library. Next slide. And then this is a cross section. So you can see from left to right, the north library rain garden, then the path, and the south library rain garden, and then sidewalk on 5th Street. Next slide. So I'm going to talk about the island rain garden now. That's the existing rain garden that's in the middle of the parking lot right now. So, with all 5 of these rain gardens, it's going to be just a 6-inch depression. So they're very very low grading, very, subtle depressions. Once again, we're going to do some trenching 14 inches deep to decompact the soils. When we did this soil investigation, there was like 4 inches to 12 inches of compacted gravel in there. That would have been hard to make. Which is probably why, if you look at that photo in the bottom left, why there's water standing there. So the compaction is impeding the infiltration of the water into the soil. But after you get past that compacted layer, it's very loose gravel sand. So I don't think it'll be a problem. And then we're just going to plant that with native plants. Next slide. Yeah, so this is just a rendering of that island garden, and there's like wheel stops right there already. Next slide. And so then these are there are 2 like linear rain gardens between the parking lot and 5th Street. And so the photo shows where those are. Same thing, 6 inches deep, planted low growing grasses. Next slide. And here's a rendering of that. Next slide. And then the last thing we're doing is at the Bay Avenue site is a dry well that's going to be stone filled, and it'll be a walking path, a stone walking path. So what we discovered is that there is an existing 12-inch plastic corrugated pipe already in the ground there that's outletting into the curb inlet where that truck is. And so we're just going to kind of envelope that that existing pipe. If there's no perforations in it, we're going to perforate it. And that way that'll be the ultimate outlet for this dry well, because the dry well is actually undersized for the drainage area going to it. It's just that, you know, we didn't want to impact those trees too much. So, yep. So it'll be lined with geotextile and filled with washed gravel. Next slide. And here's like a schematic of a dry well. So you can see the lining of the, you know, geotextile, they call filter fabric there. This is going to be surface runoff into here. It's not going to come off gutters here, but it'll outlet into the 12-inch plastic pipe. Next slide. So here's a picture of our landscaping plans, and you see that it's a lot of plants going in there. They're all native. Yeah, so like the dots are turf grass, and there's mulch inside the rain gardens, and then we're calling for sod for the outlet of the rain garden into the existing inlet into the library parking lot, just so that it will be protected from erosion. Next slide. And these are like the most common plants we're putting in here. Carex is like a grass, blue flag iris, and soft rush are both kind of water loving plants. Like soft rush is a medium spreader. There's blue mist flower, blooms in the fall, ostrich fern, little blue stem grass, bayberry shrub, summer sweet shrub. Actually, the picture, the pink flowered shrub to the left of this picture is a summer sweet, and beach plum is a tree. Next slide. So I'm going to hand it over to David Henneman now. He's my coworker, so he's going to talk about the Greenwood Avenue site.
Hi, everybody. So for the second location at Greenwood Avenue, we're proposing to install two different stormwater management practices. The first being another rain garden that will be on the 4th Street end of the alley, and then a step pool stormwater conveyance system, or SPSC, on the 5th Street end. So in the photo here that's taken along the 5th Street end of the alley, you can kind of see it looking up north, showing an inlet that's collecting runoff from north of the alley and partially from the 5th Street Road. And within this little concrete channel that you can see there, we're proposing to install a concrete flow diverter. And the material for this is going to be salvaged from the curb cut that Katie mentioned earlier down at the Bay Avenue site. And the structure will partially divert the stormwater flow that typically heads into this inlet and redirect it into that SPSC that runs through the alley to the left of this photo. Next slide. And then here we have a photo taken from 5th Street facing towards 4th Street in the alley, and a copy of our plans that show the proposed work in the alley. Here you can see the step pools that are shown with rectangular blocks that have kind of like a stone pattern to them. And then also shown here is a proposed mulch walking path that's going to meander through the alley and allow residents to enjoy the landscaping and learn more about the stormwater management facilities that are in place. Next slide. So the first stormwater management facility that we're going to discuss is the SPSC. And these structures are basically a series of rock weirs and pools that help to slow down stormwater flow during rain events and allow that water to just infiltrate into the ground. So the riffles help to stop the water and store it in these pools that are composed of a sand and wood chip mix that allows that water to filter into the ground at a quicker rate than it would otherwise. And these systems help to reduce runoff volume. They help to reduce instances of erosion, and then they also help to treat water quality as well. And this proposed SPSC runs down through the alley towards 4th Street, and it outlets into an existing stormwater inlet that is found at the center of the alley. Next slide. And here we just have a rendering of what that site will look like with the proposed landscaping looking from the downstream end of the SPSC towards 5th Street. So you can see the mulch walking path, some plantings in there, and then an educational sign that kind of explains what its functions are and what plants are around. Next slide. And then here we have the existing Town of North Beach sign that will remain where it is, and we are planning to enhance it with native landscaping surrounding it. In addition to that, the mulch path is going to begin right in front of there from 5th Street over to 4th Street. Next slide. And then here we just have another rendering showing what that would look like with the mulch path and the sign, as well as the SPSC over to the right. And then here we have a photo taken facing 5th Street from the center of the alley. And basically in this photo, you can see that existing inlet in the center there that the SPSC is going to outlet into, and then just kind of the path that that facility is going to take and carry the runoff during stormwater events. Next slide. And then towards the 4th Street side of the alley, we're proposing to install another rain garden. And based on the results of the soil testing that we did in the field, we found that the infiltration rate was a lot better at this site than it was at Bay Avenue. So for this rain garden, we won't be performing deep tilling, and it won't require decompaction like the rain gardens that are in the Bay Area site. And this facility is going to collect runoff from properties to the north of the alley and store it, just reducing runoff volumes and treating water quality. And it's going to outlet through a designed weir to the south, using a gradual channel that will transport the water into that easement that's owned by the town in between the properties to the south of the alley. And then here, the next slide. And then here's just a rendering. This just shows facing 5th Street from 4th Street, what that would look like with some of the plantings in the rain garden and the mulch path along it. Next slide, please. And then just in the other direction, also just showing another angle of that rain garden. And here we have another cross section going across the alley from left to right. You can see 4th Street, and then headed uphill, you have that rain garden and then the step pool stormwater conveyance system as you head up towards 5th Street. And then here we have our landscaping plan for the site. Similarly to Bay Avenue, we have native perennials and shrubs, and a lot of the same plantings, but there are some that are unique to this site. And then just the different patterns shown here are what was shown at Bay Avenue. So that dotted pattern is turf grass. The diagonal lines in the rain garden are that hardwood bark mulch. And then you have the sod over at 5th Street and below the rain garden to help stabilize those channels. Go to the next slide, please. All right, and then just some of the
Okay.
I want to discuss them. Katie, you know a little bit more about it than I do.
Okay. So yeah, so like David said, there's some different plants in this in the Greenwood Alley rather than Bay Avenue. So Zizia is like ground cover, and butterfly milkweed is just an orange flower. Joe pieweed. Oh, so it says joy pieweed. It's actually Joe pieweed. It's actually in this photo too. It's the pink flowers that are on the top in the sunlight back there. There's black-eyed Susan. There's Virginia sweet sparrow shrub. There's switchgrass. Switchgrass is in this picture too. Serviceberry tree, hazelnut shrub, and then the beach plum again. Next slide. So then if you guys have any questions, we can answer questions.
We'll do our best not to talk over each other, so I apologize. Just I'll lead off a couple things. Maintenance of the product once it's built. I mean, it looks amazing. It makes sense to me. Just the stuff we've learned over the last couple of years. The yearly keep up. What are we looking at with that? With the rain garden and all. I mean, the plantings are amazing. I can see how this is something we can promote to our residents and so forth. But maintenance is we need to figure that out. Also in front of the library, the trees, we just need to make sure they're not the ones that grow 30, 40 feet because the library has a view there and it'd be ridiculous if we blocked that view. So we got to make sure they're low trees. The step pull on Greenwood, when you go to our town sign, which everybody on here, we will be addressing our town signs in the coming year in the CIP, improving them, cleaning them up. They're rather old. But when you stand at our town sign on 5th Street and look down the alleyway towards 4th Street, we got those houses to the left. And then the slopes are pretty strong there. So I just want to make sure that we're not doing anything that's going to affect those houses. I know this is the biggest one of the conversation is funding, which we'll work on that once you work out the numbers. Let's see. You mentioned at the very end about water coming from the north. One of our biggest influx of water is coming from the west, coming down 5th Street. We had a meeting with Calvert County one time, and the gentleman told me it was not his water, it was God's water. And I said, well, we need to work with God to do something that's divergent from our town. So, we know there's a massive amount of rain or water that comes down 5th Street. Did she disappear? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
That's okay. I thought you maybe was already walking to 5th Street. That's my questions. And then, if you don't mind, I'm going to just, Alan, I see on the screen. Alan, do you have any questions? And I'll go through the list as we go down.
All right. A couple of observations. The mayor hit on a couple of these things. We want to make sure the trees, especially the ones that are down at the library site, down the Bay Avenue site, they are not going to be so tall as to impact the view from those layers of the library. It looked to me like I saw something like a red maple in there somewhere. That probably is a good size. I don't think it gets very tall, but we just want to make sure that the trees that are put in there are conducive to the site and won't go crazy growing to a point where it disrupts that view. One thing I like that I saw in those list of plants, particularly up on the Greenwood Avenue site, is pollinator plants. To the extent that in these native communities, the plants that we're putting in, to the extent that we can incorporate the pollinator plants, we should do that to encourage the monarch and others that would use those flowers and plants for their life cycle. The only other thing the mayor touched on is we just need to make sure, especially at Greenwood, because that's kind of a confined site, is that we don't do anything that impacts any of the neighbors. I like the layout, and I think it will work the way I like the step pull concept. I like at the bottom end having that rain garden there. We just want to make sure the grading is all so that nothing is kind of flowing to the side, at least, to impact any of the neighbors. That would be all I had.
All right. Let me keep going down the line here. And Mickey, Councilman Hummel.
I just want to make sure at some point we reach out to Melissa Gray at the library on the section next to her, just in case she has any other comments from the library side of it. And then in that area, I know, because we talked about the first time, right, where you have that one mulch path that hits Bay Avenue, we have a a storm drain access there at the curb. And that may be Donnie, if we wanted to look at maybe some other type of cover, just in case people are walking straight there, they don't sort of get their foot stuck into that and trip up. Now, again, that's also one of the areas where we generally like all the water to get down and get out fast. But I don't know if there's a different design for the front of that storm drain just to sort of protect that there. If we're going to have that pathway sort of opening up right on top of it. And then on Greenwood, I think everything on my end, because we've already talked about some of the other issues, I'm good there. Honestly, having that trail there makes me think we should try and see if we can make a trail system that sort of circumnavigates the town. So, but that's a later issue or project.
All right.
That's it. Nice idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mickey. All right.
Yep.
Councilwoman Crosby, you're muted.
Yeah, I was just seconding what Alan was mentioning about the native plants, because I know milkweed is good for pollinators, but I didn't know if the bayberry shrub and the summer sweet shrub were actually native plants to this area.
All right.
Yeah, the milkweed is actually one of the only plants and is necessary for the monarch for its life cycle. And so I was thrilled to see the milkweed as part of that design. And I think the other thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, from what I saw, I think everything there would be native to the area. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
All right. Anything else, Councilwoman Crosby?
Over.
All right. Thank you. All right. Councilman Wilcox.
I just second what my other council members said, and I have nothing more to add. Over.
Thank you. Councilman Dotson. Oh, hold on, time out. Did I miss? Where's
Gary?
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm just waiting my turn. That's all.
I apologize. This is harder than it looks.
No, I mean, I'm fine. Go ahead, Greg. Greg, take the floor.
No, ladies first. Go for it, Mary.
Thank you, Greg. Chivalry is not dead. I love the design. Just wanted to mention, one of the notes I had, same thing Mickey said, reach out to Melissa. I think that it would be nice to have her say possibly. Also on the library, the slide was really quick, but the one that regarded the infrastructure of underneath the downspout, I know that we really, so all these questions with the trees. So is there anything that's going to go in those downspouts at some point that will clog up that underground drain? Of course, I worry about that. And then up on Greenwood Avenue, same thing, the flow coming down 5th Street. You did have some inlets there. Would there be anything that could flow into those inlets and get backed up, or I'm trying to understand what's on top. Like, is that a possibility, or is that going to be diverted? Any debris that's rushing down the road? Just a few questions. But everyone else sort of hit on everything else. But
the goal is to get all the questions out, and then they can give us a response. Probably
exactly. I mean, that's fine.
All right. No, it's perfect.
Oh, wait, and I did have one more question for Greenwood mostly. Are there going to be cameras there too, by chance?
Yeah, we didn't have it out there, but we can.
Is that something? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's something for us, really.
Yeah, we can definitely bring it to the table. We'll definitely discuss it.
Yeah, and I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good design.
Councilman Dotson.
Yeah, I like it. Only thing, it's already been mentioned a couple of times, was the flow on Greenwood. Because as you all know, we do get some torrential rainfalls down in this area, and if it's coming down pretty hard, You know, I believe they said they were going to put mulch down on the pathways, and that will float.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure that is the right way to go. Maybe some small type of gravel or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, those are my only concerns. I like it, I really do, and like I said, it was just the flow, especially on Greenwood since we're going downhill. That was it. Thank you.
Very, very, very good point there. And we're far from finished, so don't worry. We'll get all these answers to you.
And the mayor, excuse me if I could, you touched on it at the beginning too, and that is maintenance.
Yes.
So if they could give us an estimate on what they think it's going to cost to maintain it, that was it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good point. Good point. Let me go back to the presenter and so do you again, we've hit you with a lot of questions, which, you can put together. Our staff can get it back out to council. We can also get it back out to the public. Public can reach out to us also with questions they have. But we've been fighting flooding since this town been around. So I think this is just one more step to help. It's never going to stop it, but at least it will help. Do you have anything else you want to add before we move on?
I don't know what to add right now. Yeah, I wrote down all the questions you had. So yeah,
I did have
so
one
I can
more
get back to
thing.
you with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are the plants are perennials, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I didn't know if you were planting any annuals, but yeah, perennials make sense. Thank you.
Low maintenance.
Perennials.
Yeah.
Great question. But the maintenance is something we want to know. What's the yearly cost estimate? We know it's not going to be exact, but at least an estimate so we can budget it. Sounds like everybody's definitely very interested in this. Let's get the questions back, or answers back to our questions, and then we'll just keep moving forward. Linda, do you have anything to add on that with tonight's conversation or DB? Because I know, Donnie, you've been dealing with this whole process. Linda, do you have anything you want to add about us tonight?
No, sir, I don't. I've kept track of all the questions. We'll make sure everything gets addressed.
All right. Donnie, DB, do you have anything that you want to add?
I'd just like to thank Katie and her team for presenting. And I think the pictures and the renderings really showed a lot. By looking at those, it looked good to me. I love the looks of it. And then just one point, because everybody's mentioned the flow that we get coming west to east on 5th Street, there is a diverter. Everything will not go into the step ponds. If the level gets too high, it'll go over top of that concrete structure and it'll be diverted into the storm drain that exists there now. Mm-hmm. So that'll take as much as it can. But then once if it gets a heavy flow, it can go over top of that concrete weir and it'll go into the existing structure. So we won't blow out the alley down through there. But I just like to thank Katie. I think they did a great job. Everything looked really good presentation. Look, the renderings made it look, come to life.
Yeah, I thought I thought the designs were great. The whole concept in both places.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Also, Jen Royer actually is on our team too. I forgot to mention that, because I think that slide got skipped. Yeah, Jen Royer with KLT Group, Community Outreach. So I just wanted to put her. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're on there, right, Jen?
Thank
Jen,
you.
do you have anything you would like to add?
Yes.
We're good? Jen's good? Good? All right.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Jen. Stay tuned. Everybody's on this call. We'll get the answers to the questions, get them posted back out so everybody's on the same page so we know what's going on. And also, hopefully tomorrow, we can get this whole presentation correctly uploaded. Also, we'll blast it out and let people know. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. We're going to move on to the Calvert County Sheriff's Department monthly report is included. The deputy is not here. We spoke a couple hours ago, but he was not able to attend online. So I said, no problem, as long as you have the report and everything's in there. So if you have any questions, obviously you can reach out to the deputy directly, Sergeant Norton, or Lieutenant Phelps, or you can reach out to Linda and we can get any of your questions answered. Move right into the town administrator report.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Linda Fasalo, Town Administrator. I'll be really quick with my report this month. I just want to start out. We've had an incredible amount of things going on this month, and everybody on staff has done an amazing job. But 3 areas in particular have been really cranking it, and I just wanted to say thank you publicly. The waterfront team, DPW, and communications have all had an incredible amount of work thrown on top of them, with the rest of the staff supporting them. So just a well done there. We have the council tour planned for the Chesapeake Beach Water Reclamation and Treatment Plant on December 18th at 4 o'clock. And we're still waiting for our budget for FY27 from Chesapeake Beach. We don't have it yet, and we're doing our best to get the budget ready. When we come in next month for the staff budget presentation, we've planned accordingly internally. So we're capturing the costs we had this year. We're doing a little bit of projections so that we can stay on target to get our budget done. I think we'll be okay, but we continue to push to get that. We are tracking very positively on the FY26 budget as far as expenditures go. And we got our first large tax payment from the county last month. So we've had the opportunity to look at that internally and get our budget numbers aligned. So we're a month behind coming to you, but by the time we get to you next month, the staff recommended budget will be intact and ready to go. We've already talked about the CIP for FY26 current activities and the FY27 and out years for capital improvement. We'll briefly discuss that next month. We'll bring the final back for the final sign off for council in late winter, early spring. And just on the last note on the budget planning, I'm knocking on wood here, but between discussions between Joanne, who's our treasurer, and Veronica, who's our CIP and budget officer, we're all feeling pretty good about next year's budget and this year's budget. Our website update, as you know, we're completely overhauling the town website, and we are under phase 1. We'll have our first meeting here right around the first of the year, and we're on target to have that done by spring. And included in my report are all the open RFPs that we have out there, and those are tracking well as well. So all in all, things are looking pretty good. And again, thank you to staff for all their support. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions for Linda before we move on? And again, if you come up with one, call her tomorrow. Come by town hall. All right, marketing communication. Kevin.
Kevin Schmidt, Communications Director for the town. It's nice to see you all. My report is on board docs, kind of outlines some highlights of our most recent events. Just quick plugs for what's coming ahead. Next Tuesday, the Clydesdales are visiting North Beach. We have a Facebook event made for it, a preliminary route and schedule for the Clydesdale Parade is what they're calling it. I'll be uploading some advanced parade details here with parking and more specifics on the routes and the timing on Sunday, so keep a lookout for that. The Polar Plunge sponsorships are closing tomorrow. So if you know a local business owner that wants to participate as a sponsor in the plunge, please get that in by tomorrow. I have to send logos off on Monday for our printing of our shirts. The plunge is on January 1st. Also, our participant announcement has been put out for Polar Bear Plunge. So you can find that on our website. On Facebook, Instagram, pretty much anywhere we are digitally, there's an online form. Or if you want to come in person and sign up and participate in any of these events, we're certainly happy to help you at Town Hall. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm absolutely loving the midweek Wednesday newsletter that's going out. The impressions are through the roof. The positive feedbacks are through the roof, and all the videos, we're getting a lot from videos. So Kevin, thank you. Keep up the work, man. I can't thank you enough. All right, planning, zoning, and code enforcement. Rick's on here.
I don't have anything really to add. myself and the constituent services manager are working through getting new software package up and running with some online payment processes. But other than that, I don't have anything new to add.
Perfect. Thank you. And again, I apologize if you have any questions for Kevin or Rick. I'll be quiet for a second. If not, you have their number. Come by town hall, reach out to them. All right. Public Works, Donnie Bowen.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You have my report on board docs there, but kind of what I'd like to highlight tonight is we have some cold weather. If you looked at the weather forecast, you probably know. But Saturday night coming through Sunday, we're probably gonna have the coldest temperatures we've had in several years. So just some obvious things. If you see your neighbor's hose hooked up to his hose bib, crawl space vents open. If you have a crawl space, make sure at least a light bulb does wonders to keep the water lines from freezing. Worst case scenario, I know the water bills, you don't want to run your water bill up, but leave a trickle of water going. But it's going to get down to, with the wind chill, 6 degrees Sunday night. So that's the coldest weather we had in a while.
All right.
So, right, I'm not a big fan anymore. I'm getting older and softer. But just look around at your neighbors. If you see a hose hooked up to the hose bib, if that's full of water and that freezes and that goes back to the house and busts the pipe, it could be a major mess. And then also another thing, you want to make sure your vehicles are in good shape. So if you're out attending a Christmas party, seeing relatives, doing things like that, and the car breaks down and it's 6 degrees at night, that's a cold walk, or could be a cold wait for a tow truck or someone to pick you up. But if anyone has any questions on my report, please feel free to ask. If not, like the mayor said, you can always reach out, email me, or get a hold of me. You know how to get a hold of me. Thanks.
Any questions for DB? I do want to add one thing. We do our best to update. I think we do a phenomenal job, actually, being as transparent and open and getting information out. If they're calling for snow, just remember that we have 3 plow trucks in town. We salt and all that. Park accordingly. Help us out some and just park accordingly, because our streets are narrow and we want to make them as safe as possible for everybody. But if you've never been in a plow truck, you might want to go jump in one of them and realize how scary it is sometimes, because you're trying to get the roads completely clean. So just let your neighbors know to do the best to park accordingly. And I'll leave it at that. Finance.
One second. No, go ahead. No, we're good.
Okay.
I can say it later.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Joe, you're muted.
You're muted, Joe. Uh-oh.
Did we lose somebody?
Oh, control. Oh, there she is.
Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, you're good.
Hello, everyone. You have my report. It's on board docs. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at the town hall or shoot me a message. The most significant thing on my report is you'll see that it's through November 30th, and we've received a quarter of our revenue that we have budgeted. So everything's fallen in line. So we've had a quarter, a little over a quarter, and we've actually got a quarter in revenue. And expenses are only just slightly higher than that quarter. So if you need anything, just let me know, and you have my report.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Joanne before we move on? All right. Next, last but not least, the hardest working crew right now at all these events, waterfront and parks.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have nothing to add to my report. I would just like to let everybody know of next week's events. There are 3 events coming up this week. Starting Tuesday the 16th, like Kevin said, the Clydesdale will be coming to town. They will be staging on 3rd between Chesapeake and Dayton, and then they will start their loop around 4. It will be extremely crowded around the pavilion where they stop. So if you'd like a good viewing area, I suggest you get there early. Friday the 19th, we'll have a campfire on the beach from 5:30 to 7, obviously weather permitting. And And then Saturday, Santa Claus will be cruising the town. This year, he will be leaving Public Works an hour early. So he will be running from 11 to 2 this year instead of the normal 12 to 3. And then again, he mentioned the polar bear plunge. So if you're brave enough to do it, register now.
Well, Phil, I'm glad you mentioned that because Councilman Dotson, I'm pretty sure said he was going to jump in with us this year, Phil. Pretty sure.
Well, that will be with you because I will not be doing it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I ain't going to do it either.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, can you do one thing based on what DB said about the cold weather? You guys do an amazing job on our 3 town signs and people look. Is there something we can add on there about the cold weather? I know you have some stuff in the past. I know you've done it recently.
Yeah. We do have one that, it says it's cold out here. Please check on your neighbors. So yeah, we will run those. Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you. Any questions for Phil? I believe Emma's on there too. Maybe not. I hate the Zoom stuff, but
I don't have any questions necessarily for Phil, but as you know, and I did speak to Linda about this, but and she says that it's going to be taken care of too. And the police officer wasn't on tonight, but as you know, the Clydesdales, the last time they were here, the crowd control was crazy. They pushed in so close to those horses. So it sounds like Linda said they are going to have some barrier tape now to hold everybody back because that was really, it was kind of worrisome. I mean, at some points, especially right around the pavilion where, like Phil said, it gets crazy. That's where everybody's waiting. They stop. Same thing on, what is it? 7th Street when they turn up 7th to deliver to the Wheel, and I guess the Wheel's only getting it, but yeah, the crowd control pushing into the street. That was but it sounds like they are going to put some barriers up, which I think is great.
Yeah, that's correct. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, if I could, Councilwoman, we've had a couple of meetings with Deputy Phelps, and they're doing an amazing job working with Phil's team to get ready for this. And, out of all the events, this is the one that apparently is a little bit, from a logistics standpoint, has caused us trouble. But they've given us a written safety plan. They're going to stage an ambulance. They're bringing in chain links, plastic fences, some barricades. So I think we'll be set. We'll check in with him tomorrow. Great. But Phil and Em are on top of it. The sheriff's office has been great. And I believe that he's also bringing in support from their civilian support services. I'm just looking at the note he sent me. And they're bringing in a light tower for the boardwalk area for safety as well.
Right. That sounds great. Well, that makes me happy. Even though those horses are so well trained, people aren't so well trained, around them. So it sounds good.
Hey, Phil, obviously you were knee deep into it last time they came here, I believe. What do you have to add to all of that? It sounds like y'all are meeting, having these conversations. What do you got to add to that, Phil?
No, that's truly it. I was just going to add, and Linda mentioned it, that last year we actually had our stanchions up and pulled, but people would still walk right under it. And so we're going to bring some extra waterfront staff on. We are going to have portable lighting. Sheriff's Department will bring some. We have some of our own. But it sounds like, this year that was the main concern. And with the Sheriff's Department and the waterfront staff, it's still going to be crazy, but yeah, we're all on top of it.
Well, I can tell everybody on this call, there's a lot of neighboring communities that are very envious that the Clydesdales are coming back to the amazing town of North Beach. We'll leave it at that. No poking the bear. We'll leave it alone. But honestly, I can't wait. It's going to be another great event. All right. Councilman Dotson, you look like you have something. Are you good? You get that look on your face. Okay. Let's move right into public comment. Public comment is a time for the public to address the town council on matters of town business. Each speaker is asked to limit remarks to 3 minutes. Remarks should be addressed to the council as a body. Civility and respect are expected. Personal attacks, offensive language, disruptive behavior will not be permitted. the council will not engage in debate during our public comments, but we will definitely follow up with the answers to your questions. I promise you, and the public will get the answers to your questions. Do we have whoever's working the Zoom thing? Any questions out there?
Not yet, Mayor. I just placed something in the chat box.
And if you think of something tonight, like, oh man, I should ask that, give us a call tomorrow, shoot us an email. Don't do it on social media. Give us a call, shoot us an email, and we will 100% respond. We'll get the information to you as quick as we can once we research it. I'm like Vanna. Or no, what does that show? All right. Let's keep rolling. Let's go right into mayor and council reports. Let's see here. So I don't forget anybody. Somehow, Councilwoman Healy is first in line. All right, Councilwoman Healy.
Thank you, Mike. I don't know if they're still on, but I want to thank Katie, David, and Jen for their presentation. I think that's going to be an amazing addition to the town once we get it all right. Definitely thanks to the waterfront staff for preparing all these Christmas festivities. We do have a lot going on, and the staff does a great job. And of course, I already told him this in person, but Kevin, shout out to you for the videos. You even made Mike look good. I mean, I'm not going to complain. And then, of course, I'm excited for the Clydesdales. That'll be great. And Donnie, great tips with the hose bibs. I tell all my tenants this too. So yeah, it's going to be cold, and I look forward to seeing everybody Saturday. And Merry Christmas to those who I won't see. So enjoy.
Thank you so much. And I forgot to do something. I was looking across the Brady Bunch here, trying to see if I saw her face, but please let Paige know over at the Nature Center. What an amazing job. I went by there today just to say hi, see how she's doing. And she is doing a phenomenal job. And I know sometimes she's off on her own and she might be left alone, but please, Phil and Emma, if you can pass on to her, that would be very appreciative. And
oh my gosh, I love Paige. Stop in and see her all the time. So
good.
Yeah.
Right. Let's move on to
who?
You.
Who, me? I'm sorry, you had cut out when you said that.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry. I'm not really good at this stuff here. All right. Councilman, all you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm coming to the end of my short year on council, and it has been a fun, eventful 8 months or so. And I have learned that the town staff are tremendous. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes, and it is much appreciated. Working with the council and the members of the council, Mayor, you, has been a great experience. And I am looking forward to what next year has to bring. And I hopefully will be here on Tuesday for the Clydesdales. I missed it the first time around. I'm going to make every endeavor to be here so I don't miss this go around. But I'm looking forward to some of those things. And yeah, at this point, we're 3 weeks away from Christmas. So, everybody enjoy the holiday leading up to it before things really, really get crazy.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Dotson.
Did you say Dotson, Mike? I'm sorry, you broke up.
I apologize. Yes, Councilman Dotson.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. First, I just want to say that the work on the rails is beautiful. I got a chance to see it the other day. So thanks for the great job that they're doing out there. It looks very, very good. Next, I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year to all of you that I won't see again before all of this stuff takes place. And for the others, I will see you Saturday, hopefully. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Councilman Hummel.
Thank you all for joining us. Phil, thank you to you and all your staff. Christmas gets crazy. The Clydesdales are going to be crazy. So that'll be a fun time. Donnie, thank you for all your work with getting this infrastructure stuff working along. The museum has their Christmas ornament out for this year. I forgot to bring it, otherwise I'd show it, but it's white this year. And I believe we're going to have it for this year, next year, as it's the celebratory for the 250th, I think, of Maryland. So I think it's something tied in with that. I think they're about 10 to 12 bucks each. I haven't gone down there to get one yet. So, but that's about where the price range is, I think. And the museum's open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm pretty sure. From like 9 to 12 and a few other hours after that. Grace Mary's going to kill me because I don't know the exact hours. Other than that, everybody have a safe holidays, stay warm, and see you in the new year and at the Bull Bear Plunge.
Thank you, Mickey. All right, Councilwoman Crosby.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Can you hear me?
Sounds loud and clear.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I want to talk about some community issues this evening, and I prepared my remarks in advance because it's a pretty serious topic. As we enter this season of reflection, I really want to return to the theme that I shared at our last meeting, the importance of holding your elected officials accountable. Accountability is not a burden for us. It's a privilege of living in a society that values citizenship, community, and participation. With that privilege, we have a shared obligation to engage, to question, and to advocate. However, considering recent events, we must also acknowledge that some voices in our community struggle to be heard. Sometimes this occurs not because people are silent, but because their concerns are muffled by entrenched interests, fear, and even subtle forms of coercive control. This dynamic becomes especially clear when we examine the structure and governance of homeowners associations and affordable rental communities. These residents operate in a tricky space between private governance and public impact. And the decisions of property managers affect property values, but they also affect safety, community cohesion, and even residents' perception of their own rights. Yet often they function with limited oversight and very little required education for board members or even residents themselves. That is a complex balance of authority, responsibility, and accountability. Here in Calvert County, I was surprised to learn that we actually don't have an HOA commission, nor do we require formal education or training for HOA members or residents. And just imagine the issues facing residents in rental communities. This gap leaves room for misunderstanding, uneven enforcement, and avoidable conflict. And I need to underscore, this is not a coincidence that these gaps in governance almost always fall hardest on those with the least power to navigate them. In response to these concerns and with the hope of strengthening, not criticizing our community systems, this morning I've submitted a letter to the county commissioners requesting the establishment of a commission with mandatory education requirements for board members as well as residents, which would also provide an oversight function for affordable housing residents. This is not about blame, it's about building capacity. It's about empowering all residents, ensuring fair practices, and helping board members serve confidently and competently. I believe our community, which doesn't stop at the town limits, is ready to embrace solutions that elevate every voice, support good governance, and create neighborhoods where all families, no matter where they live, feel protected, respected, and heard. Please take care of yourselves and see you all in the new year. Over.
Thank you so much. Councilman Wilcox.
Happy holidays, everyone. If I see you or not, hope you have a good holiday season. I want to thank the town staff for once again a fantastic parade that went very well. Myself and Councilwoman Crosby and Councilman Allen walked the parade in front, and it's amazing that we could actually walk together in a straight line. It was fantastic. And it wasn't too much of a breeze, but that banner, if it even picks up a little bit, he could have been blown back back into the because we had the color guard behind us, and they had guns. So we want to be careful. So it was a great, wonderful time. I'm leading it off, and then just being a participant and watching the parade and see everyone going by. That was a great deal of fun. So I enjoyed every year, and that's what I want to add, and thank everyone for making that work. And of course, we've got the polar bear plunge, which I'm pretty much 2080 that I'm not doing it. So I did it last year, so can't say I haven't done it. But I may pass this one. So happy holidays to you all. Over.
Thank you so much. I do want to recognize our town attorney, Karen Rupp, on the line. Again, she's somewhere on there. I can't find her now, but she's on there, I promise you. We are in communication with our attorney a lot, making sure that what we're doing is right in the right direction. So I'm going to thank Karen for plugging in tonight. I know it did help her save a little bit of a drive, but she is on this call and she's always available anytime I need to call her. So I want to thank her publicly for her hard work that she does for our town.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. So last week I had the pleasure of going to the State of Municipalities, and Councilman Hummel was also there. And I just want to let you all know that sitting there, Mickey and I both had the biggest grins on our face throughout the whole meeting, because they were talking about a tax differential that I know the council got the email today, or not even tax differential, about what towns provides to their residents. And they had lists and they had titles, and I hurt my neck looking at Mickey every time, because every single thing on those lists, and they had percentages like this, the average small town, 50% does this, 20% does this, 80% does this. I can honestly look you in the screen computer face and tell you that we do 100% of everything that was on those lists. Everything. For our residents. And I'm proud of that, because it takes a village. It takes our town staff, it takes our council, it takes our residents, it takes a team to build such an absolutely amazing town. I've been elected 15 years as of yesterday or last month. And I've gotten to know the mayors and councils across the state many times. And I can tell you, I'm so proud when we go to these events and I sit there with my chest pumped out, because I know when Beach Kick Spot takes name, I'm usually calm about it, but I have no problem speaking up when I want to say, yeah, we do that, we do that, we do that. Am I saying we're perfect? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that I can't wait to 2026. I just think that we're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to make things right. And I just appreciate your support. I appreciate everything you're doing. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And I can't wait till Councilman Dotson and I and Councilman Hummel do the polar bear plunge together. If I keep saying it, maybe he'll do it. I know Mickey was going to do it. But I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I know it's awkward. It's kind of weird with these Zooms going back. It brings back, pandemic time, but it really takes a village to run such an absolutely amazing town. So God bless you all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And with having said that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, everybody. God bless you. Have a good one.
I'll be there.
See you Saturday.
See
Not
ya.
getting in though.